Hello boys and girls, welcome to this presentation. My name is Mr. Mohamed Eljaroshi. Today we're going to talk about Unit 1, Lesson 8, page 19 and 20 of the course book, Bob and Bashir. Let's start with the questions. Question A. Listen and read the story, then answer the questions. As you can see, this is a story. The story of Bob and Bashir. You have to read the story and then come back and answer these questions. You can stop the video to read the story, and then we will check together. Now let's start with the questions. Question 1. Who is telling this story? Who do you think is telling this story? Is it Bob or Bashir? Very good. It's Bob. Question 2. Where are the boys going? Where are the boys going? Good job. They're going to the World Youth Camp that we talked about before, and it's in Australia. Good job. Question 3. How many unlucky things happened to Bob? How many unlucky things happened to Bob? Two things, actually. Very good. Two things, or two unlucky things. We will write them here. The first one, A. He dropped his orange juice. He dropped his orange juice. Second one, we will call it B. What happened? He picked up the wrong suitcase. Very good. He picked up the wrong suitcase. Good job. Now, as you can see, these answers come from the story. So you have to read the whole story and then answer the questions. Now let's go on to question B. Now do exercises A to D on pages 15 and 16 of the workbook. You have to go to the workbook and answer questions from A to D. Now let's go check it together. Unit 1, pages 15 and 16, Lesson 8, Bob and Bashir. Question A. Read the story on pages 19 and 20 of your course book and complete the information sheet below. This is an information sheet about the story. Every story that we're going to take an information sheet about it. We're going to fill it together. You can stop this video and go back to the story and answer every question of this story sheet. Now let's check together. Of course, these answers must come from you because it depends on the way you think. Now let's work together. Number 1. What's the title? What's the title? I'll give you a possible answer. You can use it. You can say the title is Bob and Bashir. Very good. Now, question 2. Characters. Characters. You can name the characters that you found in the story. You have Bob. Good. Bashir. Who's else in the story? An old lady. Very good. You can find a flight attendant. And a customs officer. Because it's the last one, you can put and. Very good. Next question. What is it about? What is the story about? Now with this question, you can be simple and short. You don't have to write the whole story. You can say that it's about Bob flying to Australia. You can say about Bob flying to Australia. You don't have to write the whole story here. Good job. Now, number 4. If you like it, you have to say why. And if you don't like it, you have to say why. Now this question, you're going to answer by yourself because it depends on your opinion. And for number 5, it's the same thing. Which words do you think that they are new for you? I'll give you some examples of the new words that you might encounter and you might see in the story and you don't understand. For example, the word flight attendant. For another one, I can say passport. Passport. The last one, customs officer. Very good. Now, if you know any of these words, it's okay if not to write it. And you can add as many words as you want that you think that they are new for you. Very good. Now let's move on to the next question. B. Read the definitions and match them to the words below. In the box we have some definitions and we have 3 words here. You have to read the definitions and put the letter of the definition in front of each word. Let's start with reading the definitions. A. A person who brings food and drink on a plane. B. A special document which lets you visit other countries. C. Something to put on or something to put your clothes in when you travel. Very good. Now let's start with the words. Number 1. Passport. Passport. Which one do you think it is? Very good. It's B. So we write the letter B. Good job. Now the second one, suitcase. Suitcase. Which one do you think it is? Very good. Something to put your clothes in when you travel. Very good. So we write C. And the last one, flight attendant. Flight attendant. Very good. A person who brings food and drink on a plane. Good job. That's right. A. Let's move on to the next question. Question C. Write these words in alphabetical order. As you can see, this is a box that has 7 words. We want you to write them in alphabetical order. You can use numbers and you can write them here. Let's write them together. What's the first one? Very good. Photographer. Photographer. The second one. Very good. Pile. Pile. Number 3. Good job. Poetry. Poetry. And the next one. 4. Very good. Price. Price. Next. Good job. Printer. Printer. Next, we have, very good, probably. Probably. And the last one, we have, good job, program. Program. Excellent. Now let's move on to question D. Question D. Write these sentences correctly. Here we have 1, 2, 3 sentences and we have number 4 too. They're not written correctly. So we're gonna read them and then write them correctly. Let's start with number 1. Mom, I shouted, come here. Now we're gonna fix them and write them in the correct order and use the right punctuation. Let's start with number 1. Very good. We do it like this. Mom. And then exclamation mark. And then, yes, we put this one, the speech mark. And then we started with I shouted. And then full stop, another speech mark, we say come here, and then another exclamation mark, and then we close the speech mark. Very good. So it goes like this. Mom, I shouted, come here. Now number 2, what's the matter? She asked. What's the matter? She asked. So we do the same thing. We start with what? Speech marks, and then we write what's the matter. Then we close it with a question mark and a speech mark, and then we say she asked. Then full stop. Very good. Let's go to number 3. I've broken my brother's computer, I answered. The same thing here. We start with speech marks and then I've broken my brother's computer. Very good. And then a comma and we close the speech mark. And then we say I answered. Very good. And in the end we put a full stop. Very good. And then the last one, number 4, we do the same. He won't be very happy about that, she said. We start with speech marks and then we say He won't be happy or be very happy. Very good. About that. And then we put a comma and close the speech mark, and then we say she said. Good job. As you can see, with all of the sentences we use the speech marks, exclamation, speech marks, full stops, and commas. And some of them we used, yes, commas, and some of them we used question marks. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.